And welcome once again to another episode of Stu Ham Productions Presents
J&M, Solve the World. I am James.
And I am Matt. And with us in the studio, we've got the one, the only, Andrew.
Hello. Thank you for the crickets. It's just not the same without the crickets.
And on the phone, the one, the only, your favorite Italian and ours from the grandest penis state of Florida.
Floridia.
Give it up for Dwight.
Yes.
Hello, gentlemen and listeners. And, dude, I just wish you wouldn't say that
Everybody
one part
give him
like
the
that.
clap.
Hey, whoa, easy on that. I'm
sorry.
allergic to penicillin. That's going to get hard to get rid of, dude.
Which part?
No,
the
but
penis
listen,
of Florida?
No, the Italian part.
Oh, okay.
It's Italian. The rest of it, the limp dick, fucking saggy cock of America, all that shit was fine.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about that, but anyway.
No. Hey, listen. Drive the lettuce
you.
to Idaho. I love you, too. Just drive the lettuce to Idaho.
All right, gentlemen. Tonight's podcast is something that we all hold very dear to our hearts. Now, three of us have memories. And one of us has memories and is making memories. This will be our Mother's Day special. Now, to start with, see, I lost my mom in 2019, and unfortunately, it was 3 days after Mother's Day. James, you lost your mom
In 2020 during the fucking lockdown.
and Dwight, you lost your mom.
March 2nd, 2021, 3:30 a.m.
Yeah. And then, of course, Andy just had a scare with his mom.
Yes, I did. By golly, I've still got her.
Well, that's great.
And I'm going to do whatever I can to keep her. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Yes. All right. Okay, I've said too much. Anyway.
Dwight, what
Sure.
what was your mom's alcoholic beverage of choice?
Blackberry brandy, but I also kind of turned her on to Crown, and she was digging that, and every now and again she'd get a hair up her ass, and be like, hey, you make me one of those? I'm like,
Nice.
sure.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Crown and what?
So,
Or-
usually it was Crown, it had to be Crown and Coke.
Crown and Coke. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
know,
know.
and
I
I-
didn't know if she was a real Crown drinker and just wanted that over like 3 cubes of ice.
No, well, I tried to make it like a Blacktooth, you know what I'm saying? I tried to pay tribute
Oh, okay,
around,
yeah.
around the boards, you know what I'm saying? It's like, here.
So you just put a splash of Coke in there for color.
I tried to, but I had to doctor it a little bit more. I
Right.
don't think, her
Right.
and Dime did not share the same type of liver. But
Well, okay.
in my world, it was a fair.
It was more than you would get at a normal bar.
Yeah, it was a fair compromise.
It was
like, here.
it was a heavy pull. It was a heavy pour.
Yeah, see a little 4'11" Italian woman, come at you with the fucking rolling pin and stuff. We needed to keep things calm and stuff, and it was out of love, and
Yeah.
God bless her, and it was just, she enjoyed it, but it was just funny because she would never make one. She'd never make that, or even she'd pour her blackberry brandy, and then she would have New Year's. She would have her Bloody Mary.
Okay.
So I would buy the stuff. She'd make that. She would more than not make the blackberry brandy, but if she wanted some Crown or something, she goes, hey, they may make me one of those.
Right.
I'm like, yeah. Sit tight.
Okay.
There you
Okay.
You're going to sleep early tonight. Love you.
Just how stout do you
All
want
right.
it, Mom?
James, your mom liked to drink what?
Well, before me, kind of after my older 2 brothers, mom, dad, I think even during them, they like to go out and everything. And I think their drink of choice back then was a Tom Collins.
Okay.
which I think was a vodka Collins because I don't think they were gin drinkers,
Right.
so to speak. But then later on in life, after Ann moved in with us, just right here, kind of became Mom's drink of choice, which was started out as the Natty Lights.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then they switched to Keystone Light, and Mom, she liked to have her beer or two every night, you know.
Well,
and
and,
then
you know,
when we take her out to the Southern Stars, she'd always get her a draw.
Yeah,
Have a
because
couple draw beers, you know.
like when we would play it in Springfield, your mom, I could have swore she had like a regular drink. Because I think Ann was drinking vodka and water, right?
Right.
And I think your mom would have one too because they wouldn't have Keystone.
I don't know that Mom ever drank the vodka and water, but I do remember one time, and I don't remember where it was at, but Ann had her a Tom Collins mixed.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And that might have been the particular time you've seen that or something. I don't know. Because, yeah, they probably didn't have, well, they might have had Natty Light at most bars back then, but they probably didn't have Keystone. But Mom would usually get draw beer
Right.
at a bar.
Well, okay.
You know,
You know,
a frosted mug, you know, if they had it.
you know, cold mug, cold beer.
Right.
Who cares?
Well,
Who cares what brand it is? You know, just as long as it's good and cold.
I had to get in touch with my Aunt Marty, one of my mom's closest and dearest friends, Marty Masters. How you doing, Aunt Marty? And I had to ask her, what was Mom's drink of choice? Because after I turned 21, Mom wasn't going to the bars.
Right.
But she told me that it was something spicy, like schnapps or something. And I love my mom, but I'm not buying sugar.
Right.
So,
All right, fair enough.
little Devil's Devil, little cinnamon whiskey for my mom. But then my Aunt Marty also told me that my mom liked rum and cokes. Now I don't mix with dark sodas, and I'm sorry, I love you, Ma, but ginger ale is so much better. So let's have a toast to our mothers.
To our mothers.
Without who, we wouldn't be here.
Exactly.
You betcha.
Love you, Ma.
Right behind you on here.
Love you, Mom. More than I could ever tell.
It's like Joe Rogan says, women
Salute.
have made every person on this planet.
Yes. Yeah. Because there's only one animal that was ever made in a lab. And that was Dolly the sheep. And she was made in England because if she was made in Greece, ugh.
No, you cook them in Greece. No, there's been other clones. I think. Oh fuck, what's her name? Famous singer, Jewish woman. Been in lots of movies. I think she's had her dogs cloned.
Well, I mean, Michael Keaton was cloned in Multiplicity.
Yes,
Excellent movie.
excellent
Yes,
movie.
yes.
Love that shit.
So, let's start with our guest on the phone.
Oh,
Give me...
you're up, Andy.
No, on the
No.
phone.
Oh,
You.
oh,
He's in studio.
Yeah.
Give me one of your fondest memories with your mom.
man, there's a few. I think the one that comes to mind because it really helped me change my life, and it really, I mean, if it's not for this moment, actually, there's so many things that don't happen, including you and I getting reconnected, man. But at one of my lowest points, I had to move back in here with her, and if she didn't take me and Roman in, man, I'd be under a fucking bridge, dude. So I want to get to the answer, but I gotta preface it by saying that if it wasn't for her, man, I mean, she's given me life more than once, and I told her that, she knows that, but as far as the memory goes, I kind of got to the point. I said, I was in retail and flooring and roofing and AC and whatever you can make $1 at. Now, this shit's primarily retail, and I said, man, this shit's killing me. so I walked up to her one day. I said, listen, and she had been breaking my balls for years. Go back to school, back to school. So I said, I really made up my mind. I want to go back to school. I said, but I don't know how I'm going to do it. I got shit. I can barely buy fucking gas for the car right now. And she goes, I'm 30-something years old at this point. And she goes, me and your father still, we still have your college fund. I'm 30-something years old. I said, you didn't spend that shit years ago? And she goes, 4'11". And listen, some stereotypes are fair, right? 4'11", little Italian fucking mom, dude. And she's shaking the fucking finger, right? And I know you guys, some of you can relate, right? And she goes, I swear to God, we're standing in the kitchen.
Yeah.
We're standing in the kitchen. And she goes, I said, well, why did you save it? And she's shaking the finger, and she goes, your father and I were hoping you'd wise the fuck up one of these days. Or no. She said, your father and I would hope you'd fucking wise up one of these days. Fucking wise up. That was it. That was the sequence, right? And I was just like laughing. I said, oh, thank you. I didn't know what to do. I almost had tears. And I gave her a big hug. And
she pushed you away and said, queer.
I don't have to answer that. And then the rest. I know, dude. No, but it was just that moment, So that I think. I mean, like I said, there's so many, and I'm sure that's everybody's going to be like fighting like which one is the best one. But that was the one that really changed my life. I went and started looking at colleges and this and that and the other thing. And long story short, we all know it's how I turned everything around. It's how I made myself what I am. It's how I raised my son. It's how I met my wife, Kim, and it's just been fantastic. So I think that one moment, because I can never get that image out of my head when I was like, how am I going to fucking do this? Like, I really had no idea. And she goes, your father and I would hope you fucking wise up one of these days. And I was like, that's fantastic, dude.
Oh, shit.
That's so fucking, that's like, where's Francis Ford Coppola?
No shit.
No shit.
Andy, your turn. Tell us one of your fondest memories of your mom.
Well, I don't know if it'd be a fondest moment, but whenever I told her that I was going to drive truck, I was having to have mom or dad, pay one bill, either this bill or this bill.
Yeah.
This one, or I could get, this one all the way to this one, all the way from here to here.
Right.
But I couldn't get this one.
Right. So you could get A to Y, but you couldn't get Z.
Right.
He was pissing off Peter to pay Paul.
Well, I was having to have mom or dad, pay this one or that one.
Right.
The day I went to driving truck, I know her heart left her body. And I know it broke her heart. Mom didn't drink.
Yeah.
Maybe one drink, if that. I don't even know that. Mm-hmm. But, whenever I went to driving truck, I know her heart left her body for about 2 or 3 minutes. And then she's going, again? I just got my, my dad off the road.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then her son, me, is going on the road.
How long was he on the road for?
Driving truck, coast to coast.
No. But how long was he on the road for, if you don't mind? I'm sorry.
40 years.
Oh, the intricate part of the story. That is a very intricate part of the story. Continue, sir.
Dad was on the road for 40-plus years.
Damn.
And my mother put up with that. If anybody deserves a Nobel Peace Prize or, now.
Mother of the Year?
Mother of the Year, or, now, what I'm about to say, don't take no offense to it, Congressional Medal of Honor or whatever, for putting up with a husband,
A truck driver.
that's gone for 40 years
Yeah.
and doing 2 different tours, 20 years of, and then off and then going back and doing another 20.
But and on that same flip side, whenever he retired and was home all the time, she's probably like, "Would you find something to do?" Because she wasn't used to having him there all the time.
Well, the reason Dad went back to driving truck was because they were having problems paying the bills.
Right.
Yeah.
Back when he was driving school bus.
Right, and
Yeah.
I don't like to say that, but that's the reason Dad went back to driving, for another,
Company.
17, 18 years.
Yeah.
That's the reason he done it. I'm thinking, well, I was working at Custom Powder. Yeah. Not
Colombian marching powder.
No. Custom Powder Systems.
Right.
Anyway, that's another story.
We only got an hour show.
Yeah.
I know. I get it. You studied my, book. Went to O'Reilly's. Mom was having a knee surgery. Okay. Anyway. That's the reason I went to driving truck. Because I didn't want Mom or Dad to pay my bills.
Right.
Right.
And if it wasn't for my mother, oh, shit. I'd be naked, hungry and...
God, no. No.
Naked, hungry, and homeless.
And I mean,
Anyway, sorry.
well, I got to let everybody know.
I'm sorry I started off on a tangent, but
we just don't want to see you naked.
Right.
I think that's what Matt's trying to say.
Well, I mean, to see Andy's butthole, it's $15 a month. But if you don't want to see,
I still want.
If you don't want to see Andy's butthole, it's $25 a month.
I still want to see residuals from this.
I am cash apping you $200 right now for the next fucking 3 years. So take it or leave it.
You've got my number. Send it to me.
Well,
yeah,
it's Matt's page, but
Yeah.
but no. In all seriousness, just like really what you just said kind of resounded. Like you said, man, if it wasn't, and Mom wasn't there,
right?
And you hate to do that. You fucking hate to do that as a grown man. You go, oh man, and people broke my fucking balls about it. I mean, mean people, not like this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it was like, you know what?
Assholes.
I fucking put out. I put out for so many fucking years for so many other fucking people and busting my ass and all this other shit. And now I need some help, and somebody's there for me, and it happens to be my mother.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
Go. If you don't like that, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Or you can come over and meet me in the front yard. I'll be outside. Just say what. And nobody ever took. That invitation was extended several times. Nobody ever took it up on.
But what were you wearing?
But it doesn't matter, dude. I was ready to go.
And
My dick was covered. My dick was covered.
And you told him to pack a lunch,
Jeez,
right?
really? We're doing this, man?
Dwight,
I had shorts on, dude. But I appreciate what you're saying, Andy, as far as like Mom being there and stuff. And it's like you gotta eat a little bit of pride, and then step back, regroup, and then attack again, and because all that I'm top of my game, so I'm good with it, man. I never had a problem with it, and I won't, and I don't, and anybody that sees it differently, get in the long line of people who can kiss me on all four corners of my ass,
And Dwight, I will tell you, I have never left the house. You couldn't pay me enough to leave my house right now and leave my mother alone. No.
Well, if me and you might be on the same page as far as like when it first happened, it was a while back, and then by the time you progressed through all these other things, for me it was school and raising my son and getting my shit together, you know what I'm saying? And then you look back and all that time has passed and you go, aside from, even if you put all the help aside, you look at that person, you go, it's a bunch of years later. You really can't be by yourself, you know.
Right.
So it's a moral. It's a moral obligation on a multitude of levels. Where you go, well, you know, and for me, you know, Mom owned the house, so there was a financial aspect to it as well. But really, the initial thing is that moral, like, oh, well, you know, thanks for helping me out for 4 years later. You know, how the fuck do you do that to anybody?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah, she helped you out, and then in the end, you were taking care of her.
Yeah, and it was, you know,
Yeah.
I would, you know.
I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be done. You know, back in the old days, you know, here in America, there's a lot of families, and I think the Italians are one of them that believe in the big family. And
Dynamic.
they still, you know, there might be 3 generations in a house or 4.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
because the grandparents, they don't get kicked out just because they're fucking old.
no.
And,
You know.
and some of it, you know, a couple years into it, when Kim moved in, it was like a little bit of it was a shock. But I had to tell her, like, you know, Italians just, we wake up and we yell at each other and then we go to sleep and we do it
Right.
again. So it's cool.
You have hall sex.
I'm
You
like-
meet each other in the hall and go, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
I'm like, you just chill out. It's cool. Like,
Yeah.
if there's no weapons, everything's good. It's just some loud shit.
But
Okay.
The neighbors might be thinking there's a disturbance going on and call the cops, but yeah. Then the
I'm
cops
not
show
gonna
up.
either. I'm not confirming or denying that, dude. And I
the
don't
cop-
have to.
And the cops show up and they go, it's you fucking Italians, eh? Okay.
I just
Hello,
want to say,
over here with the thing.
Hey.
I
All
just
right.
want to say one thing. There is no amount of money for me to leave my house and leave my mother alone.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't gonna happen.
Well, I get you, man. There's not a
It's-
better. There's
it's
not.
not gonna happen. Okay.
There's not a better
I've
deal.
said it.
man.
I'm done. Go ahead.
Good, man.
All
I
right.
think we all respect you for that. Can we all respect him for that? We
Yes.
all agree on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
I knew we
James.
did. I just wanted to say it.
What
Go,
is-
James.
What is the fondest memory you have of your mom?
You know, all of them.
Right.
You know, it's similar to like your situation, Dwight. You know, I was a grown adult. I'd been married twice. And, you know, found myself in a financial situation where I couldn't afford to do it. And luckily, Mom and Dad were both still alive at that time. And they're like, you've always got a home here. And so I moved back in, and I'm the youngest of my siblings by quite a bit.
Well,
And of course, Mom and Dad were getting quite a bit older, and it was kind of a win-win for both of us because I needed the place to stay and get back on my feet. And you know, they lived on 40 acres out here in the middle of nowhere, so you know.
And you guys had a party phone line.
We had a party phone line, yeah. But you know,
the Stewart compound.
but one of my funniest memories of Mom, and this was several years later after, like when Ann and I got together, and she moved in with us and everything. But I think it was after a band practice or something. This might have been after you'd moved back to Arizona, Matt. But
Or moved to Arizona.
or to Arizona.
Yeah.
But we were all down there at Mom's and everything, and we're playing Uno or some game.
Yeah.
And on the coffee table, it was me and Chris and Ann and Amanda, and I think Marshall was there, and Mom, she's sitting over there in her chair, she's drinking a beer, you know, and we're all about half looped. And the conversation keep getting a little more vulgar. And my mom stands up, she goes, well, this party's getting rough. If I could find my panties, I'd just take them and go home.
Yeah, deal with that.
You know, and we all just fucking died. It was just, it was like, okay, Mom just trumped us the fuck out right there.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. How do you top that?
Exactly. You know. So
When
that was
when your mom and Chris's grandma stands up and starts talking about her
taking her panties,
unmentionables.
taking her panties and going home.
Yeah.
Well, okay. You know, you just can't top that. I don't care what you're thinking. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That if anybody ever knew my mom, she was not a vulgar person at all.
No.
If she ever said "fuck," you were in trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, it was bad.
I'm still waiting for that day that my mom said that. If I do, I am leaving.
In fact, she got pissed when Dad would say it. You know.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah.
No. Okay.
Not in this household.
Pissed.
Yeah. We'll be talking
Not
like
this
that
household.
around here. Yeah.
So, one of my fondest memories, and I had gotten back from Iraq, and I was out in Phoenix, and my brother, two of my nieces, and my mom, we all went out to dinner. And I start telling my mom what happened to me on deployment. Getting blown up, getting medevac, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, well, when did this happen? I'm like, well, it happened in June. She's like, why am I just now hearing about this? And I was like, well, to begin with, your fucking heart, Mom. You got a bad fucking heart. And my mom hated anytime we dropped the F-bomb. And she goes to slap me, and I catch her hand, and I said, no. I am, and hate me for saying this, but I said, I am free, white, and well over the age of 18, and I'm a goddamn combat veteran. I'll say whatever the fuck I want to say. You understand? And she's like, well, why didn't somebody tell me? And I'm like, Mom, you've got a bad heart. And I wanted to tell you in person. Well,
okay.
I could understand that. But who all knew? And I'm like, well, they called Dad. And then Dad told AJ. And then AJ told Tony. And then Tony told everybody. And then I had to message everybody when I couldn't hear shit. Don't say fucking anything to Mom. Well, I still should have known. And then after that, I had to talk to her at least once a week when I was deployed.
Well,
and I'm like,
okay, yeah, you know.
But now, looking back on it and moving into the next portion of this that I want to talk about, something that our mothers did at the time, just like got on your nerves, but you would love for it to happen one more time. When I ran the gun shop, my mom would call me, asking me what was for dinner, but she wouldn't call. She's thinking she's calling me, but she's actually FaceTiming me. And she always has her phone on speaker, so she's got it up against her mouth, and the camera's on, and I'm like, Ma, pull the phone away from your face. I can see your nose hairs. So then she pulls it away, and then I'm like, Ma, you know you got me on FaceTime, right? And we need to get at those hairs on your chin. Oh, well, you just shut up. What are we having for dinner? And I'm like, Ma, you know I don't eat after 7. She's like, well, what time are you getting off work? I'm like, well, we close the shop at 7, so you'll be home at 7. No, Ma, I'm the fucking manager of the store. I got paperwork I got to do, and plus I got to drive across town. Fine, I'll just fix something. And I'm thinking, woman, you fix dinner for us forever. But I tell you what, a day doesn't go by that I wish I would get a FaceTime phone call from my ma. James?
Yeah, that. Yeah. Toward the end of Mom's life, of course, she was 93.
Mm-hmm.
She was suffering from onset dementia and stuff. Thank God. I never walked in there and she didn't know me.
Right.
But the conversation would go a certain way for 5 or 10 minutes, and then it would restart again because she'd be asking me the same questions, and it's like, okay, because I'd usually go by and see her at lunch hour, but yeah, I mean, it was annoying at the time, but it's like right now I'd be like, yeah, I'd like to hear those same questions over and over again in a 45-minute period.
Those same 3 questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Andy. I mean, I know it's a little bit different.
I know Mom. I know my mom's still alive, but
Does she make you clean up your room and stuff that annoys you or something like
no. It's whenever she says, you need to do this.
Yeah.
Mom, I know.
Yeah.
That's one thing that bothers me, but
it's
oh well.
It's going to be one of those things that you
Right.
wish.
That's one of them.
Yeah.
Whenever she's gone,
Yep.
I'll be going. I need someone to tell me that.
I need to take off my muddy boots at the door and not drag them into the kitchen.
Yeah, something similar to that.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to burst out in tears, but
I got you.
Anyway, but I know she's always saying you need to quit smoking. You need to, throttle back on the drinking.
Why you spend all your time at the Legion?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Well, we ask those same things.
Well, I know, but sorry.
It's like, Andy, we're going to do 2 podcasts tonight.
Well.
How long was you at the Legion? Okay, we're not figuring you in for the second one.
Well, and there's been times that I've told you that, I've texted you that I've spent too much time at the Legion.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to be here, so.
Like our last recording session, you texted me earlier that day. It's like, I was going to come out, but
I've spent too much time at the Legion.
Well,
sorry, my bad.
There has been a podcast or two where Andy just said, "Cut and sling load them out,"
Yeah.
like in the middle of the recording, and it's great now.
Well,
because Andy's not crossing in front of the camera,
right.
I'm just going.
He just went. Went sling blade and shit.
Yeah.
I'm just going. From here to there.
Yeah.
Which I'll just fade out of the.
I think I had a little too much.
I'll just fade out of the. Camera.
Dwight,
anyway.
What is something that annoyed you at the time that you would absolutely love to have happen right now that your mom used to do?
That you'd give your left nut to happen again. Okay, right nut, whatever.
Whichever one, dude.
Right.
I heard the question off the bat, and I was glad I wasn't first. And I was listening to you guys, and man, there's just so much awesome shit, and there's so much like fucking shit that we didn't agree on. I think that just at the end of the day, just fucking any of it, man. Just anything, something, just whatever it was, just coming home and having her go, or going, and it just didn't fucking matter, and
that little Italian woman just shaking that finger at you.
And it's
I get you.
Just something,
Yeah.
Just,
Right.
Just something, and you feel bad about the times you disagreed and you got into the yelling match and shit, and it's like, the Italian joke thing, but really there's sometimes when it was like, there's sometimes when you fucking laughed your balls off, it's just her being here, and I really, probably another podcast, but like I believe in heaven and hell, and I don't know if we're in hell right now and then we go to heaven. I'm not sure what the logistics of it is, but I really think she's looking down, and I really think that animals have this fucking sense, dude, because sometimes the fucking dogs, they'll sit there, we'll be on the porch hanging out or whatever, or we'll be in the main room where she used to sit, and they'll just be staring into space, bro, at the fucking wall. Yeah. And there's plenty of room between them, and it's not like they're like right up against that bitch, right? They're like 7 feet back, and it's like, especially when we're on the porch, because now it's like 10, 12 feet through glass, you know,
right.
And it's like, you know, there's a sense of things, and you know, to even to throw back to my dad, you know, and he passed in 05. You know, there was one night where I walked through the kitchen, and my mom and my uncle, they're both gone now, and they were sitting. And Matt, you know the house, you know, layout of the house, not you know, in a mansion over here. And and my dad never spilled a beer, never dropped, if he dropped a fucking drop of alcohol, it was into his throat. God bless him for that, right? So, but I smelled, and his beer, his particular fucking brand of beer, and I was like, fuck, I'm like, nobody else smells that shit? And they're like, no. So, and then, but now with Mom too, to our point, like sometimes me and Kim, and you know, Kim is real astute to this shit, you know?
Yeah.
But, when you walk to the room and you get a big old fucking huff of fucking, like this is somebody blowing a big old fucking puff of fucking Pall Mall on your face, dude. It's like, oh. You know, and you know, it's fucking weird like that, man. But so thank you for letting me elaborate and stuff. And I'm sorry for dragging it out, guys.
No,
but
go ahead.
Well, you talk about that.
I just think that the general, man, I just miss her, man. It's like, and you come home. And it's just like, here, man, just roll here, blow on this dice. I'm gonna roll these bitches, dude, and we'll see what we get. We might walk into snake eyes, and we might walk into sevens or some shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, what I don't miss though, there was so many different appetites in the house, man. Where I would sit in the fucking parking lot at work. It would take me like I worked like 15 minutes away at the time, and it would take me fucking like 2 hours to get home. Because I have to spend the time on the phone with every family member and fucking figure out what we wanted and then go buy that shit and bring it home and cook it to everybody's specifications. And, you know, Roman was very young, so he was picky like his daddy is. And I was picky like I am. And then Kim says whatever, you know, and my mom likes shit a certain way. And so that was a pain in the balls. But, yeah, just to answer the question simply, and go back and edit 45 minutes of me talking out, but yeah, just that roll of the dice, just coming home, just her being here, man, just like fuck is it tonight, you know? And that was kind of the attitude, and playfully, you know, like what the fuck are we doing tonight, you know? And it was either fucking happy or violent, you know, whatever. Not violent in that term, but you know what I'm saying? It was either like, all right, fuck you, I'm going outside.
Vocally.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's going to do it.
When I was growing
up,
and
again, stereotypes, man. Fucking, we argue.
Right.
I can say this, and this is for our tens of listeners and the guys here. And Dwight, you've heard me say this. When Dwight and I were in 29 Palms, we went out and we met these girls. And we got dropped off at the gate, and Dwight gets on the phone with his mom. And he swears up and down this didn't happen. But I know what the fuck I heard. All I hear is bada boop, bada bee, hey, bada 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 ba, ba, oh, ma, it was just all fucking Italian. And I'm
the
like,
only reason,
what the fuck was that? Oh, I was just telling her I loved her. And I'm like, no.
The only reason I ever argued with you about that, not to take truth away from it, you're not Italian.
Yeah.
With all due respect, you just can't be there for it. You know what I'm saying? What you heard is accurate in your fucking, you know, your state of fucking racialness. But it's not what happened in our fucking realm.
In his state of mind.
In his Midwest white brain mind.
In his state of mind.
Cracker ass cracker, so whatever.
Well, okay. Hey, Dwight, if he's going to do
saltines.
I just want to see the look on Matt's face right now. But I'm just saying, like I get you didn't
don't
get
want to see it, you know. Hey, Dwight, if he's going to do any editing, I'm sure that it would be me. You know,
No, man. Hey,
whenever
listen,
I
though,
was, starting to rant, and then I realized, okay,
here's
well, no, wait a minute, I can't rant right now for this deal. So you
trust
good?
me, you're the star of the fucking show.
No. You good?
No. Trust me.
You'll be all right.
Do you listen to the podcast? You're the star, dude. Listen.
Well, okay, whatever.
You know, you talk about that was the one problem we did not have in our Midwest growing up here, was everybody's what they wanted for supper.
Mm-hmm.
You got what was served.
Yes.
If you didn't like it,
You got what served on the table. If you didn't like it, oh fucking well.
you go to bed.
You got two choices.
And if you put shit on your plate, you ate that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you make sure that you.
That's
I
part
like
of our
this.
girthy
I don't know
problems
about
right now.
that.
Yeah.
But, I like this, and this.
You know, and when
If you tried that broccoli spinach or whatever the fuck it was and didn't like it, by God, you better eat it.
If not, you were going to ask, why didn't you eat that? You
That was-
took it and I ate it.
that was the good thing about when my mom and dad were married, and then when I would go spend time with my dad and stepmom, is my dad is a very meat and potatoes type of guy. And I mean that's the way he grew up in Bolivar.
You
That's
gotta
the
have
way
a meat.
he is.
You gotta have a potato.
Yep.
Some bread.
And it was never anything fancy like
veggies.
all rotten potatoes.
No,
and
no.
veggies were green beans, peas, corn.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
and my mom wondered why I only liked that. And it's like, I wonder why.
That's all you got.
It's just one big problem with eating vegetables, man.
Um,
You know,
Dwight.
diapering them back up and sticking them in what?
Easy.
okay.
Easy.
So
You know, my problem with eating vegetables is it's taking food
Terrible.
away from cows.
yeah.
And cows are delicious.
Well,
Yes, he is.
I mean,
They
the worst
beautiful.
part of eating vegetables is getting them back in the chair.
Oh, dude.
Where I was going with that, and you guys totally cut me the fuck off.
Well, I tried to, but it didn't work. But I
Well, I
didn't know
diapered
what
them back up. Matt
Matt
threw
was
them back
going
in the
with
chair.
that.
We're a fucking team, I guess.
It's hard to get their legs
Sorry,
apart.
it's just
No, it's easy to get the legs apart. It's getting them dressed again. Dwight,
yes, sir.
give me a fond, like your favorite memory when you were a kid with your mom. And now I'm talking,
Oh, man.
I'm talking 12 and under.
Yeah, shit, man.
Dude, we got
You know what? Something
old
comes to
brains
mind.
here.
I know.
There's so many things, man. My mom told me my uncle, my aunt were bringing us to Disney World. There was there's so many, man. There's so many, but I gotta tell you, and my mom would absolutely fucking hate me telling this story, but I'm gonna do it anyway because hopefully I don't have to listen to this for a very long time. The repercussions, I'm sure, at some point, when I go up there with her. Or down there, whatever. But
Well, anyway.
we go to God. There's so many. There's so many good ones, and I want to really stress out to the listeners, man. There's just so many good ones, But one that just for whatever reason, maybe it's the fucking a couple beers here and whatever. But we went to I think it was Silver Springs. My godmother was here from New York, and God bless her, and she passed away last year. I got the phone call on my fucking birthday. It was fucking
Oh,
shit.
jeez.
But, anyway, we went there, and my mom smoked her whole life, man. And when we get to Silver Springs, and I'm probably around that 10 or 12 age, and her fucking lighter doesn't work anymore. And she is losing her fucking shit, dude. And she's just going nuts, right? And we get into the fucking, she's flicking it like every 3 feet, like it's going to magically refill. Like Jesus Christ reached down. Like if you just walk 2 more feet, Jesus will refill that bitch. And Jesus, he wasn't there for that. So, yeah. So we finally find the fucking thing,
Shit.
the the tourist shop, right?
Yeah.
And they got, keychains and shit. And she's like, I just need matches. Like, here's some that say our name. I don't give a fuck if they say fucking, fucking kill motherfuckers on it. I don't give a fuck. And she fired that bitch up, dude. And she was like, and I know she'd be so. She sees it, man. She's so goddamn mad right now. She's like, you have a better one than that. Mom, sorry.
I
that was just one of them ones that always pops out, dude.
I can relate to that story because whenever I went up to Kansas City to see Anthrax and Black Label with Matt, I worked half a day, right? And it's fucking hot, and I'm changing my clothes there at the shop and everything, and I put my clothes in a bag, my work clothes in a bag, and throw them in, and I didn't even throw them. I left them at work because it was fucking hot and they were sweaty. I didn't want them in a fucking bag, so I just kind of left them there because I knew I was going to be back the next day. Well, I hop in the fucking car. I got my smokes, and I've been heading out, and I get past 32 Junction heading towards Bolivar, and I'm like, where's my fucking lighter? Jesus fucking Christ. I left my lighter in my fucking shirt pocket, in my fucking uniform shirt. Motherfucker. That was the longest 8 miles to get to halfway to stop at the fucking store and buy a goddamn Bic lighter.
Matt, that happened to me after you had left 29 Palms for Pendleton.
Yeah.
And I was still there, dude. So me and Noble, he's my roommate at the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I stick him on a duty one. I'm making the roster. I'm like, here, tonight's your night. Like whatever night, right? Like no big fucking deal. It's Wednesday night. It's home improvement, and we had a TV.
Yeah.
Which nobody fucking had, right? And he's like, oh, you're a dick. What the fuck? And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I just did it. Like, I'm sorry, I fucked up. Like, I'll tell you what happens. Jesus, what you want me to record it? And we had no way to record it, so that was stupid. But right, but he runs up in the middle of the episode and he goes, hey man, you'll never fucking guess what happened. I'm like, you're breaking my fucking balls. He's like, nah, these chicks called. They want to have this fucking party. And blah, 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 blah. I mean, it's the greatest thing. Thanks for putting me on duty tonight. Fuck Tim Allen. I'm like, it's a pretty good episode.
Mm-hmm.
Then he got pissed. And then, so, we go out and party and shit. But after the party, it's a complete failure. It's a total failure. I'm like, I got like 2 chicks I could totally bang, dude.
Fest.
And then,
Oh.
no, it's this whole fucking thing.
Okay.
But the one calls the boyfriend, the other one calls the other boyfriend. I'm like, now I'm back to fucking my hand, which I can do anytime I want. So we're walking, but we're like, fuck, we're like, fuck sleeping here. We're gonna get robbed. So we're walking back across the desert to the fucking base, and one of us flicks a cigarette, the last cigarette away, and then the other one goes out and have a fucking cigarette. I think it was he goes to fire one up and the lighter's dead, right?
Oh shit.
And he goes, oh fuck. And I'm like, really? You gotta be shitting me, because we're still like fucking 3/4 of a mile away. And so there's that cherry burning. It's about 25 feet away. We're drunk as shit, right? Drunker than fuck, and stumbled for that motherfucker and found that cherry and fucking fired up a cigarette and just kept lighting cigarettes off of it, other cigarettes, until we got back to the base. And then we got back to the base. And it was like, all right, there's a hole in the fence, and there's the duty, and we could see the duty. And this motherfucker, dude, it's like 2 a.m. He's asleep, dude. And it's like, all right, we can. And Matt, you remember how the base was laid out, right? So we got to walk across the walkway across the pisser.
Yep.
Right. So we're just like, okay, just try not to breathe too much. And then we walked across that bitch, dude, and got up to our rooms and did the odd couple thing, because we weren't roommates at the time. We were probably a month later, but we were next door to each other, and we just looked out over each other with our keys in the door. I was like, all right, man, good night. Went in there and went to sleep.
Damn.
Back in the day here, you called that monkey button. Yeah. When you light another cigarette off a cigarette.
Yep.
Whatever it was called, we were doing it like motherfuckers. We were like, we're not done.
You're lucky you didn't throw that sumbitch down and stomp it out.
Mm-hmm.
Then
no, right?
Really
I just
fucking
looked at it, dude.
Yeah.
I'd have been pissed, dude. We were not done smoking.
Andy.
Like, fuck. But by the time we
What?
got back to the base, though, we smoked like 20 cigarettes. We're like, I'm good.
What is a fond memory from your childhood with your mom?
Well, I had just discovered, cursing. I had said something, and Mom was not. Well, Mom was not dealing with it.
Yeah.
Now, this also ties in with where I used to live.
Mm-hmm.
I said the wrong word, slammed the refrigerator door, and the next thing I knew, I feel this, this pressure on my ass. It was her hand, I slammed the refrigerator door and whack. Damn, that hurt. And I never done that again. Nope. But now, being as I'm older, she knows that I'm gonna curse a little bit.
She ain't as quick.
Now she threatens you with a gun.
No, she don't threaten me with a gun, but she knows that that I'm gonna throw out a flowery word here and there. I try not to do it all the time because she does not. There's one word that my mother does not like, and I'm not gonna say it on here.
F-bomb?
No.
N-bomb.
Can't understand normal thinking.
Oh. See you next Tuesday?
Yes.
Ah, yes. No. Which, I mean, okay, not to deviate off the conversation that we're talking about, but I don't understand why the United States is like that. Because you go to England, you go to Australia, and that word is thrown around like dude.
Yeah.
Right.
Or bro.
Yeah.
Well, that's what makes it so valuable here.
Yeah.
There you go.
You save it for that special someone who really deserves it.
It's kind of like the old wrestling back in the day. You protected the finishers,
Yes.
and that word is a finisher.
Yeah.
Or if you're my grandson Cody, it's your starter.
Yeah.
And that makes the whole conversation go to shit right from the start.
Oh my God.
What's up, Cody?
All right, James.
Okay.
What is your fondest memory of a child with your mother?
I always remember going because my dad was a truck driver. He was a grain hauler, and so he was gone a lot. So my trips to town with Mom, going grocery shopping and everything. But there was one particular time. I don't know if you remember Woods and Bolivar.
Yeah.
That building used to have another store in the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
It was Mattingly's.
Yeah.
Back then, and it was like a 5 and dime store type deal. And I think we were stopping there first or something. And if you remember, the parking lot slopes down, and it goes down across the road there. Well, there used to be a house there, and they had a garden out there.
Okay.
So Mom and I, we go into Mattingly's and everything. We come back out, fucking car's gone. We're looking around. Our car, which was a 68 Olds 98, was in those people's fucking, in their fucking garden. Apparently, Mom forgot to put the car in park before we got out, and we go down there, we get in the car, and I don't even think anybody was home or whatever, but we got out, and all the way home, Mom's told me, don't tell your dad. No matter what happens, don't tell your dad. Okay. I never told him, I mean, the car wasn't hurt or nothing. It just rolled down off the parking lot and was in those people's garden.
Yeah. My favorite memory with my mom, and not to go off of stories that I've heard countless times or heard her talk about, but this is when I broke my arm. We lived in a trailer park. Yes. White trash all the way. And I'm on the swing set in the trailer park, which our trailer was right next to. And I jump out of that swing at 20 foot up, and I come down and I land on a rock. Now, for our watchers, this part of my arm, probably 2 inches up from my wrist, and what would you say, about 4 inches from my elbow? That was outside my arm.
Shit.
So my arm made a big ass square C.
Yeah.
And I could still move my fingers. My tendons were all still good, but that bone, it didn't break the skin, but it was completely separated.
Oh shit.
My little brother freaks the fuck out, and he runs into our trailer, and mom's not there. She's down at the neighbors, and he goes down there, and he's like screaming bloody murder. My mom's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And he said, "I think Matt broke his arm." And like 15 seconds later, here I come walking in, and the shock has set in. And I'm holding my arm, and it's out here, and I'm like, "Mom, I think I broke my arm." And she's like, "Holy shit!" We get in the car because we're going to get to the hospital before the ambulance could get out to us. Get out to the hospital. No sitting in the waiting room for me. No, they see that, and they're like, "Oh, my God." So they get me to the back. And they cover me up. They give me some drugs. And I'm like, cool.
Gnarly.
My grandmother, my mom's mom, shows up, and she's freaking out, and my mom's like, "Shut up, we got this, blah, blah, blah." And then the next thing I know is my mom pulls the sheet off of me. And as long as I don't see my arm, I am cool. I'm a fucking cucumber. I'm a fucking piece of ice in the Arctic Ocean. I'm just fucking cool. But the moment I see my arm, I start freaking the fuck out. My grandmother turns green. And mom's like, "Get her the fuck out of here." And then they go to set my arm. And instead of surgery, nope, I got a nurse across my legs. I got my mom across my chest. I got a male nurse holding my shoulders down, and then another nurse across my thighs. And my grandma is sitting there trying to hold my feet, and the doctor just starts pulling my arm. And you hear the bone just start scraping across each other. And my grandma's going green. She's like 3 seconds from being fucking 1, 2, 3.
You're
out. Yeah. But it's that time in the hospital that my mom was just like, you know, she went into that straight mama bear atmosphere or attitude, and she never let up. And for that, I got called the prodigal child by my siblings, still to this day. But yes, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Finish your story. I got something that you made me think of.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Finish the story.
No, I was. Yeah, I'm done.
I was about 7, and I was in for my appendix, and my mom was like, you know, I was just, you know, I was sheltered as a kid, and she was like, you know, I need to be here for his, you know, blood draws and stuff, and the doctor was kind of a dick about things, and I remember one day they waited for her to leave. I know they did, and the guy come in, he was like, "All right, we're gonna fucking stick a needle in your arm," and I was like, you know, I'm a fucking little kid, dude. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Only I couldn't say that because I didn't really know those words, but if I did, I would have said it. And yeah, so they stick me, right, and like my mom comes back a couple hours later, whatever, and I'm like, "Yo, did this dude come in here and just jabbed my arm and all that shit?" And she went ape shit, man. But at the end of the day, the doctor was really a fucking dick, and really prolonged things. Made me stay in the hospital longer than I had to. Just fucked everything up. Anyway, she paid this cocksucker, and this is in the 80s, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know what the law is now. It's $10 or $20, but if you have medical bills that are like stacked up, like if you make a fucking payment every month, they can never touch you. They can dig up Johnny Cochran and send him after you. They can't do shit.
Right.
She paid this fucker like $3 a month, dude, for like fucking 7 years, man. And then she finally like, fuck him. Here's the rest of your money, you cocksucker. Just, you know, whatever. I don't know. Maybe she never paid him. I don't know. I never got a bill for it when she, you know, after the fact. But
Andy, you have your back to the camera.
She nickel and dime this prick, dude, because he was like, "I'm going to take you to court." And she's like, "I made a payment, dude. Fuck you. Take me to court." And then the lawyer was like, she come home. I remember that I wasn't obviously there in the room, but she come home and she's talking to my dad. She goes, yeah. She goes, we're good. She goes, $3 a month for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
And he can't touch us.
Yep.
I'm like, good. Fuck that motherfucker.
Right.
Bitch, give me them. Bitch, all fucked me up. And then my mom had caught pneumonia actually after that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and she was in the hospital real bad. And you know what? I'm not saying that's related or nothing. It might have been. It might not have been. I don't know. But the way that he was like, dude, if you don't pay me in full right now, like $26,000 or 30, whatever the money was back then, it was a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Just as it would be today. He's like, I need it in full tomorrow. And she was like, you can eat my ass. Here's $3. And guess what, bastard? In 29 days, you can get another $3.
Right.
You know, and you know, your lawyers can't touch me because my lawyers are better than yours.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just funny as shit. I remember at one point, like I said, she goes, you know what, just fuck him here. Get him off our ass here. Just fucking here. Take your goddamn money, asshole. And I think it actually might have been one of them settlement deals where the collection agency was like, oh, we'll just take like 30%.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Please, bitch, please. Here, bye. But she jerked him off for like, years, dude. $3 a month, dude.
Nice.
Well, you know, I can honestly say this, and I definitely want to put this out there, for myself, because I've been very fortunate to have friends whose moms treated me just like, you know, one of their own. Peggy McLean, Ellen Walk, you know, my stepmom, Tony Higdon Hembry. You know, you guys hold a special place in my heart. And then to my niece Clarissa, Jacqueline, Kimberly, you know, you guys are doing great. To my daughters, Caitlin and Emma, your my grandchildren look so beautiful, and you know, and I just can't I can't tell you how happy I am as a bonus grandpa, if you will. But Munchkin, you're not ready for children. Because I know you like squishies and everything else. So, but James, who would you like to call out?
Yeah, real quick, James. I'm sorry,
yeah, go ahead.
sir, if I may. Munchkin, you're my niece, and listen to Daddy,
Yeah.
James.
I mean, just right here in the compound. Of course, my wife, Ann.
Yes.
Amanda, who's done an amazing job raising 2 boys by herself.
Yep.
And the youngest one is graduating next Friday from high school. So,
Yep. My
Shout out to
boy's
Amy.
graduating.
yep.
He had a deadbeat dad. I'm sorry, boy.
And then, of course, down the road, Linda. If it wasn't for her, my brother Herb probably wouldn't be alive today.
Yeah.
Because he's hard to reel in, but she's kept him reeled in just enough to keep him from killing himself.
Yeah.
or not killing himself, but you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Going off the
Going out
deep
doing
end.
stupid shit.
Yep. Yep.
You know, that's
Well, and
there's
then
so many.
further down, you've got Nikki.
You got Nikki, who's putting up with Howie.
Oh my God.
God bless you, girl.
Oh shit. I mean, that's like borderline sainthood right there.
Really. You know,
Little Howard's a fucking handful.
I mean, he's off in Vegas playing softball this weekend.
Yeah, because he's a little bitch.
What the hell?
We give him a fucking J&M shirt, a J&M hat, and he says, fuck you guys. I'm out. And he was trying to bust our balls about giving him a fucking shirt.
Yeah.
That son of a bitch.
I think he might have just been pissed because Andy went the alternative route and chopped the sleeves off of it. So at that point, I mean, what's his alternative to be original? It's nothing. You know what? Don't be original. Just get on board with the program and wear the goddamn shirt.
You know what I figured? I just thought of this. He is upset we didn't get him a J&M Solve the World baseball jersey.
Well, I mean, we don't have any made, A.
Right.
B, he never put in that order.
That's true. We could probably get one done.
You know, and I get it.
But we'd have to do it in Yankee pinstripes just to piss him off. Since he's a Braves fan.
I'm getting in J&M Solve the World tattooed backwards on my forehead so bitches can read it in their rear view while I tailgate them.
There you go.
You know what? I'm thinking of getting him a shirt, a J&M Solve the World shirt in XX in Kansas City Chiefs colors.
There you go.
And this coming from a fucking Raiders fan since 1987. Huh?
So split it. Do the black and gray and do the fucking red and yellow and fucking let it flow. Let it flow together, man. I mean, why not?
He's talking about getting Howie a shirt in Chiefs colors because he's a Dolphins fan.
Yeah. And the Chiefs whipped that ass in the fucking postseason at Arrowhead. But I digress.
The 4-degree game.
Yes. Dwight, what mothers would you like to shout out right now?
What mothers would I like to shout out right now?
Yes. Other than your own.
I mean, with you guys is obviously because I mean, all due respect to dads and stuff, man, they did a good job. I want to give a shout out. This is kind of a double-edged thing, I guess, man. But you know, Kim.
Yeah.
She's been a mom to Roman. She's been a mom to our bears. She's been a mom to our four-legged children's.
She's been a mom to you.
That role playing is not part of this conversation. And I don't have to answer that I wear a diaper.
I've been a bad boy, Mommy.
Converse.
Spank me again.
I don't have to answer that, dude. I think just, you know what? Let's throw it out there, man. You know what? All moms did have taken care of fucking business the way that mom's fucking supposed to. And not all of them do. And you know what? Not all the dads do. Not all of anybody does anything fucking right.
Nope.
Race, religion, mother, father, anything else. But in the spirit of what you're asking me, you know what? Everybody that did it right, you know, and there's no fucking book. There's no manual for any of us.
It's kind of it's like the old saying, any man can have a child, but not any man is a father.
Yeah, and it goes both ways, man. You got sperm donors and you got incubators.
That's what I'm saying. You know, any man can have a kid. I mean, you can, you know.
Yeah.
Any man can father a child, but it takes a real man to be a dad.
Right.
Yeah.
And the same way with moms. There's some moms out there that shouldn't have ever had kids.
Right.
I mean.
You know, and
But I digress. We're not going to end on that point.
No.
Not going to go into details of my own situation, but you guys know how that goes. But yeah, no, man, for everybody that is or acts or takes that role in whatever shape or form, you know what? I think I can speak on behalf of J&M Solve the World, and I'm proud to do that. But we salute you.
Yes.
And God bless you, past, present, and future.
Oh, wait, before I forget this, and I'm sorry, to cut you off, but to cut you off.
I was actually done. Fuck you.
That's kind of like, don't take offense. We'll get ready to
that
take
was
offense.
That was actually perfect. That was perfect timing. I'm done. Go.
So when we did the margarita alcohol review, trying to figure out the Spanish, as we do the toast.
Right.
Yeah, we've been doing that. Salud is Spanish for
Okay.
cheers.
Okay.
Salute. Well, Italian and Spanish are pretty close because salute
Right.
is Italian.
Salute.
Yeah,
and
salute.
There might be a little. There might be a different accent
Yeah,
on the Spanish
so
thing.
the Spanish has got a D instead
yes.
of a T,
Right,
basically.
right.
Instead of salute.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know about you Midwestern cow fuckers, but we got a lot of Spanish shit going down here in Florida, so I can look into that if you want.
Well, I've got Google Translate.
I have legitimate sources.
It's kind of like Goonie Goohoo. I went up to my friend Sanchez and said, Goonie Goohoo. And he said, what? Get the fuck out of here. What is Goonie Goohoo?
I mean, with all due respect, I have actual Hispanics here. You have
No.
a cracker
No.
programmed in a computer.
You have
No.
you
for
have
real.
Cubans and
I got
Dominicans.
Cubans, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans,
Puerto Ricans.
fucking
No.
Dominicans. Yeah, I got everybody.
You ain't got Mexicans.
Haitians.
Mexicans
Yeah, well-
walk across a river. Okay.
Listen,
Okay.
listen.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just
Okay,
saying,
okay.
I never met a Jamaican I didn't like, but if a Haitian shows up to your fucking garage sale, there's 17 of them. They're gonna pile out like a fucking clown car, and it's ridiculous. Please, just, it's legal in Florida to open carry on your property. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I mean,
It's legal in Missouri to open carry wherever you go,
yeah.
except
Come on,
where,
these fucking people.
except where it's posted
In
not
this
to.
scenario, I'm not
Then you
saying
just
every
conceal.
scenario, but
Yeah.
this scenario with the garage sale. Anyway,
Right.
Yeah.
where did this all start and where's it going?
Okay,
And where does it end?
So
Salute.
here's how
Salute.
here's how it's going to end. To all of the mothers out there who have affected our lives, mine, James's, Andrew's, and Dwight's, we salute you for now and forever. We love you.
Absolutely.
Salud.
Salute.
Solo.
And on that note, you have just watched another episode of Stu Him Productions Presents.
J&M, solve the world. I have been James.
And I have been Matt. And on behalf of Andrew and Dwight on the phone, and to every mother out there, happy Mother's Day. But you keep one fist in the gold, one foot in the gutter, and we will be seeing you.
Peace.